devastating me. I was lost, I went astray, I was mad at God, but He saved me, came and got me. He never left, I left Him.
Now, you guys, as you all know, we're going to get started with our song messages from God.
Hey everybody, this is Sherry LaVon Music. Come on. We gotta stop running, y'all. Ooh, Lord, some of you ain't been to church in a while. Ooh, come on. Yes. Start running. Ooh, Lord, 'cause He miss you. Yes. He misses your gift. Y'all share this to somebody you know right now. Who y'all? We're trusting God. Starting today. Hey. Starting today. Mercy and grace follows me, and favor is on me. Starting today, motivating myself and God's word. Starting today, being a lady God made me to be. That's me. Starting.
Those of you all that know about the song messages from God, God has been so good in reference to the stuff that He's been doing, but you got to catch the show on Wednesday for that. So we're going to do a full total video and interview with Mr. Maurice Thomas on Facebook, but we know him as Mo's Motivational Monday. Now, for those of you all that don't know, this is his book that is currently available. It is called The Shift. And for those of you all that don't know about The Shift, one thing I'm learning about The Shift, it says a story less about healing from a car wreck and more about healing from the wreck a human soul had become. Now, I don't know about you, but this is called The Shift, the moment my life was flipped. So I want you guys to join me right now as we introduce Mr. Mo Thomas, as he is going to share his testimony with us today and information on how you can get this book. At the end of our interview, we'll give you more information about a book signing that he has coming up this coming Friday, on a Friday, October the 28th, here locally here in Knoxville, Tennessee. If you are unable to join us in person, we are actually going to have it live streaming virtually. So we want everybody to come into the room. You can now purchase this book right now so that you'll have it, because we're going to be eating some good old food for those of us that's in person. But for those of you all, if you would like an autographed copy, you can find that information at the bottom of the screen where you can purchase that book right now. So Mo, we just want to say welcome to the show and welcome to the Souls Right House podcast. And we just want to say, what made you go ahead and get this book done?
Well, I want to say a lot of people have pestered me that I needed a story that I needed to share with the world.
Yes.
But I knew it was always in me. I just needed a couple of different people that's going to help me birth this baby, if you will.
Yes.
And I kept telling different people, especially my cousin, Kiki, every day she was like, "Oh, when you going to start on your book? Oh, when you going to start on your book? Oh, I was like, I'm starting on the book." She said, "It's time for you to birth that baby. It's time for you to birth." I was like, "Man, it got to the point." It was almost like, I won't say it got on my nerves, but that's because she was pushing me, because she seen something in me. There's been a lot of people in my life that push me because they seen things in me that I didn't see myself. Then one day I told her, I said, I ain't ready to write this book. I told her I had already. She actually the one told me to come here first to Souls Right House, because she said you have the ones got her started. So I came here. And then she gave me the computer to get started and everything. And when you gave me an idea on how to have an impact on introduction.
Yes.
But then when I went home and I left from the environment, I sat on it for 2 years.
Yes. 2 years, y'all.
2 years. and then here comes Kiki in the hospital where I worked at with her mom. She's like, "So how's the book coming?" What book? was like every day for like 4 months. She was dead. Me on something in that book. You know, I was like, I don't even know where to start. She said, first of all, why you worried about that for? That's what you got editors for.
Right. Just start writing. Start writing. Just start writing. And what is so beautiful is God wants us to get to the point. A lot of times we think we got to put everything into perspective in one book, which is what allows the enemy to allow us to procrastinate. So from the time, and this shift, by the way, is so powerful. It's more than, as you stated, talking about a car wreck, but just the slow man that is wrecked on the inside. And we want to thank Kiki, Keandra Ragland. She has a beautiful book out herself. And one of the things about the Soul's Bright House, we don't do the work for you. You do it yourself. But we give you the tools that's needed for you to move forward, because the one thing we like for you to know is self-book publishing is free. If you're willing to do the work, which is not hard, it's willing to sit down and have someone in your corner that's going to help you stay steadfast to your assignment that God has given you. And you can do one of two things. You can publish it yourself, or you can record it on your phone, write it down in a notebook, and then we can publish it for you. There's several publishing companies out there, so you just want to shop around to see who would be a best fit for you. But just remember, Soul's Bright House is the encourager. We're nonprofit and 501c3, so we look to see the best in you. So what we're going to have you do now, Mr. Mo, is we're going to tap into this book called The Shift. And if you'll just explain to our audience that's listening today, what is the shift?
So initially, all I knew was I had a story about surviving a traumatic car wreck. And like I say all the time, there's been people that's been through the last things that I've been through, but they're not here to tell the story about it because they're dead and gone. And so I'm grateful that through what I went through, I see a chance to share my story.
Oh, that's good.
Even when I called the insurance company to see if I can get pictures of the car wreck, the insurance company said, so sir, how is the family doing? They said, we're not allowed to give out any information or anything like that, but we just want to know how's the family doing, because they assumed I was dead. But I said, the family is doing okay, but I'm doing okay as well. I am actually the guy that was driving the vehicle. They were so overwhelmed. They said, wow, we knew you was some kind of man of God, because when we towed the car and everything, there was nothing but gospel CDs, and for those that are not that old, CDs and gospel cassette tapes in the car. And they said there was Bibles all over the car. So they said, we know he's some kind of religious man. I don't know if that
he loved Jesus.
I don't know if what made them be a believer of God, but so they said, sir, we so glad that we got opportunities to you. So anything that you need, we are willing to send it to you. So, but the shift more, like I said, I thought it was going to be more about just talking about my car wreck. But in the process of the car wreck, trials and tribulations come in your life. They don't happen to you, but they happen for you.
Ooh,
so what they do is they happen for you to reveal who you really are.
Yes.
And so it started showing me who I was. I thought I was this man. I thought I was that man. You know, a lot of people have certain addictions, whether it be drug or alcohol or certain things that they drawn to.
Right.
I grew up in an environment where my dad has my older brother and sister are the same age. They're not twins because they got two different moms.
Right.
But it's called my dad found his identity in women.
Wow.
My older brother has two sons that are the same age. No, again, they're not twins because they got two different moms. Because my brother decided to find his identity in women. But I said that I would never do that. But because of this environment I was used to, that's what was highlighted in my life. And eventually I started wanting to be more and more like it because it started fascinating me.
Right.
So when I got into the military, even though I said I would do that, I found myself in a position where I had 2 or 3 women pregnant at the same time.
Wow.
Even though all of them didn't go through with it, I still ended up having one child out of the situation, which he's 24 today and he still won't leave home. I can't get him out.
That hip child.
He's a good kid. And this is how good God is. He was normally with me every day. He was 2 months old when I had the car wreck. I had just dropped him off at his mom's house the day before the car wreck. Normally he would have been with me.
Wow.
So there were so many things. When I talk about the shift wasn't just a car wreck. It was my lifestyle. It was spiritual. It was internal. It was so many things shifting and rotating in my life leading up to the car wreck. The car wreck just was an example to reveal what my whole life was exposing the whole entire time.
Right. Right.
So it was time. I got, like I said, I had an opportunity to write about it.
Now, some of the people that help encourage you to get this out. Now, you're married now, and you had shared how in the book how you had to get past the scars because you still was not seeing Christ because you was looking at the scars. So as you continue to heal and God brought some things and some provisions into your life, share with our audience, because I ain't gonna reveal the book because they gotta read the book. I ain't gonna tell what happened in the book because I gotta read the book. But share just how a lot of us are damaged internally and some of us have damage externally. So share with our audience how just having scars and you having to believe and trust God at the same time for just what you wanted out of life. You still wanted to be married. You wanted to settle down and be a good man of God. What was that like transitioning the healing process?
So the transition, and believe it or not, even though I wrote the book, even though I've gotten married, it's still a daily struggle. It's still a daily process where I still got to keep mistakes and decisions I made in my past. Not that I live in the past,
right,
but I keep it in front of me as a reminder not to go back. Because there's always opportunity when you're going through some things or you got over some things, that any given thing can send you back.
Right.
So I got to remind myself and other people what I've been through as a picture that that's not what I want to be back in that situation again. So even with the scars, like I said, I got to the point where trying to find my identity as a ladies' man. When I had my car wreck, my mom kept me away from the mirror for so long because she didn't want to set me back with my healing process.
Right, right.
But one day, and not to share too much because some of it's in the book, but one day my mom had to come back home, take care of some business, and a nurse allowed me to see a mirror, and it threw me off because I didn't know. My head was so big that my eyes had disappeared.
Oh wow!
And so that you could even I was lost for work, so I wasn't able to talk a speaking thing, and so all they had a sign above my bed saying, "Hi, my name is Maurice."
Oh wow!
But when
oh God!
Yeah. Now
that'll make you tear up right there.
Now you can't get me to shut up.
Have you heard about Soul's Right House Empowerment Center? Their TV show on Kingdom Purpose TV and their radio show on Kingdom Purpose Radio. Well, you need to get in the new. Join Sherry LaVon with the Soul's Right House Empowerment Center every Wednesday at 11 p.m. on KingdomPurposeTV.com, streaming everywhere. And also every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on KingdomPurposeRadio.com, streaming over 32 platforms and over 40 million listeners per month. It is time for a change. It is time for real conversations and get to the root of your pain. All the way in Knoxville, Tennessee. Join Sherry LaVon and the Soul's Right House Empowerment Center podcast.
My wife be like, "Baby, you extra." And I tell my wife, "Baby, you are so correct. If it wasn't for extra credit, I probably wouldn't have graduated high school." So there's nothing wrong with extra.
Nothing wrong with it.
So getting out of the hospital and seeing my scar, when the nurse showed me my scars in the hospital, when it caught me off guard, I said, "Wow!" And I know I always had a sense of humor. So the first thing that came to my mind was, man, I shouldn't have been talking about Mike Tyson's mama in his face. I thought he should at least let me slide with that one. But yeah. And because they seen the seriousness of the nature, they didn't know how to Then I would laugh.
Like, is he playing or is he trying to see if we're not emotional?
And again, if I'm talking about Mike Tyson, you know, I was older than we. I know I look young on camera, but 50 is real close. So, but yeah, then I get out of the hospital and I'm trying to do the right path because by then I started having a closer relationship with the Lord. But there's still, I still look at myself in the mirror and I see what I'm going through. And I was like, now I'm trying to figure out how to cover up scars.
It went all the way up like a trachea thing?
So to cover my trach. So in the car wreck, for those that don't know, I was crushed from head to toe on the left side of my body. A rod in my arm, a rod in my leg, trach in my neck for 5 years. And then, like I said, my eyeball was knocked out. And it was sitting on the inside of my cheek by a nerve. And doctors couldn't even explain how come it didn't just fall off.
Ooh. Wow.
So people say stuff like, you hear the usuals in church. Thank God for my life and strength.
Yes.
And it just becomes a routine. But when I say it, it's coming from my heart.
Right.
I thank God for my life, my health, and my strength. Because like my pastor, Bishop Kevin Perry, always say, I should have been in the cemetery.
That's right.
Or in somebody's mortuary.
Yes.
But even every Sunday or Wednesday, no matter where you make it, I can spend time in God's sanctuary.
That's right.
And so I'm grateful. I think I hear Howard Hilton Hill say that all the time, that you got to allow grace to be your reset button, no matter what the situation is. So again, I'm trying to find my identity now and trying to prove that, because I was a ladies' man at the time. And so I started wearing the suits and the ties and wearing sunglasses. I got to the point where I was even ordering eye patches at different colors that was gonna match the outfit.
Y'all, he was matching.
Trying to be cool with it.
Matching patches. We might have to create them, you know what I'm saying?
You got a comedian over here. I thought I was good.
Matching patches, okay.
And so, yeah, because I still had a lip and stuff now, and I was trying to figure out how to even make that to a swag. So I used to watch the guys on TV in the sorority stepping. So I gotta give me a cane. I can't just get one of the regular old man cane. I gotta get me a cool.
Okay.
You left at my pain.
Matching patches and cool canes. See, I like that. Cool canes. Okay, that's good.
I was trying to keep it swag. And so this is how the enemy works. Once I started realizing when I'm sharing my story, and I'm now still trying to find my identity in women, now I'm prostituting or proselyting my story.
That's right.
I'm using my story to share with people so I can
to draw them in.
Draw them in, sensitive. So now I got women, Lord. Now I got females.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Females that we could be out in the public somewhere and people are seeing my scars and they're looking at me different. But because of the way I drove them in with the story, now they want to be my protector.
Right.
What you looking at? I'm like, ooh, she's feisty.
Wow, she's feisty.
Oh, she's a keeper.
She's a keeper. Book title.
But I was looking at all the externals, and there was a lot of them didn't have any foundation. I was just looking at trying to get a reputation. And one thing, the difference between reputation and your reputation and your character. Your character is really who you are. Mm-hmm. Reputation is based on other people's opinions. And pretty much I've learned through experience, your opinion is none of my business. That's between you and God.
That's right. That's it.
But yeah, I went on, move forward, but I still was making decisions, trying to find my identity and drawn to when I was hurting, when I was happy, when I was sad. I always thought that women would be my go-to. Right. That was my drug of choice. And so we talk about being a good man. I thought I was a good man. I even fooled myself where I said that anytime I ran into a female that was going through any kind of problems, I said all she needs is a good man in her life. And so I try to become everything that every female that was going through something needed. Yeah. Whether it was a listener, whether it's somebody to cover, whether somebody to pay the bill. I try to be it. So again, I lost who I was. Yeah. trying to prove to other people that I was more than my scars, which I was really trying to prove it to myself.
Right.
I had to believe that.
Because you went through a period of, as you stated before, being the ladies' man, and you based everything off your looks. And to some of us, God is saying today, some of us have been shattered. And when we get shattered, it's amazing that those things that you desire don't desire you. And then you find other ways to become desirable or look at things to be desired of. And so what is so powerful to me is that ultimately, from the time of the wreck to the time you get married, share what time frame was that from the time you had to deal with these scars to when you actually got married and you're married today to a wonderful woman, and we love you, girl.
So I thank God for awesome woman of God. She represents God wholeheartedly. It was actually between the car wreck and me getting married, it was a 14-year span.
Wow.
And I met my wife on the job, but I seen the glow and the light of God on her life when I first seen her, that I didn't just approach her like any other female, try to come with game. Matter of fact, I seen the anointing on her life so much, I was in the mirror sometimes practicing how to say hi.
That's so precious.
So there would be times that every time I see her, and cause like I didn't even want to mess up her name, which her name is, we call her Cindy. My wife is for a nickname. My wife's real name is Cassandra.
Cassandra.
But because I didn't want to mess that up. Every time I see her, like, hey Bishop, how you doing? And just keep on moving.
That's good.
There was times that, funny true story. There was times I worked on the second floor in the building where we met at, and I would be looking at the window, waiting to see when she was coming to work. Because I was always there 30 minutes before her. There's a stair that goes down from the second floor to where the front door is. So as I see her get out of the car,
that's so awesome.
I would wait and time it. And so when she's coming in the front door, I'm sitting on the steps. Hey, how you doing?
But are y'all taking notes from y'all kingdom men out there?
But the thing is, because of the God in her, she seen right through me. So even the issue I was dealing with, a lot of different other females trying to be cool on the job, and she told herself, I would never be with a man like that because he's all over the place. He don't know who he is, but she seen more in me than I seen in myself. So there ended up being times where the more and more I was trying to get myself together. Now, normally all the stuff I did with came to females, I would share some of it with certain females because I was so-called planting a seed. And so, don't hit me. But women, a lot of different women, weak-minded women was like, man, I wonder if that's true. And so they try to make my story a reality. Right. But when it came to my wife, which was just a friend at the time, I was telling her all my business. I had through cool and pimping and stuff out the window. I was like, yeah, if I'm trying to run a game, I'm messing up right now. And my wife said one thing to me that really drew my attention. Because I used to share about the issues I had with different females. And she said, Maurice, I know because of your heart, you care about these women and you don't want to just like dog them. And then you worry about hurting their feelings. So you go out of your way above and beyond to take care of them. She said, well, let me ask you, you worry about their feelings. Have you ever considered, what about God's feelings? So
is there anything else you would like to share with our audience? We got up right now how you can purchase the book right now. Now, explain to everybody what's going on October the 28th.
So on October 28th, I'm grateful for Souls Right House sponsoring. I have a book signing coming up on Friday, October the 28th. It's from 6 to 8. It's at, I don't know the address by heart.
4101 Holston Drive. Yeah. We're actually in the Honey Rock Plaza. So if everybody knows where Honey Rock Victorious Church is, we're in that same parking lot.
The event center.
Yes.
And I'm hosting my book signing, and the price to get in, we're gonna have a good time. It's not just gonna be about me. It's gonna represent so many different things when you show up. But if you have a book, you can go to the book on Amazon and put in The Shift. It's by Maurice Thomas. So you can Google it, you Amazon. And if you have your book when you come to the door, it's $10 to get in. And then that'll cover your meal. But if you do not have a book, then it's $20 to get in. That covers your book as well as your meal. And you're going to enjoy yourself, I promise you.
Yes, you are. You're going to enjoy yourself. I'm here to tell you, we're so excited. At the Souls Right House, we love to support our authors. So if you come through our organization, we're Souls Right House at soulsrighthouse.com. And if you're an author out there, you've been published by various people, we still will get with you and connect with you because we want to turn this into a great establishment here at the event center to promote our authors. And if you're interested in coming and sharing your testimony, it's free of charge to come on our show to promote not only your book, but to also bring awareness to books behind bars. You can donate $25 to our organization. And when you do so, we ask that you send us 2 of your books. And in doing that, we send your book along with our prison of a quarter. So every quarter we select a prison, and then we send every inmate in that prison a book. So normally we need anywhere from 300 to 500 books every quarter. So every time the seasons change, we want to get these books out. We do yearly planners and a variety of books. So you can look up Souls Right House or Sherry Levon Williams. And I have a variety of books. And if you have a loved one out there that you would like to get a copy of this book right here, The Shift, and you would like to get it to them right now, all you have to do is at the bottom of the screen, you can contact Mr. Maurice Thomas directly through email. And what happens is we will get your information, and that way you purchase the book. We'll have the book delivered here, and then we'll notify you that the book or books have gotten here to the Souls Right House, and then we're going to let you know what prison that it is going to. And so we're blessed with that. And so if you have a loved one that's in prison or in a lockdown facility like transitional housing, even when it comes to the juvenile system, you can contact us, and we will make sure that this book gets into the hands of everybody that's ready to take that shift. Maurice, we want to say thank you for joining us. We've been on Facebook Live, and this will actually be going on Kingdom Purpose TV. So those of you all that are familiar, it's streaming over 30-something platforms. So you can catch this on Roku, Google Cast, iTunes, anywhere where there's streaming devices, you can find Kingdom Purpose TV. So all you do is look up Kingdom Purpose TV. We come on every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern time. If you do happen to miss it, some of y'all go to bed kind of early. You can wake up on Thursday morning and go to Kingdom Purpose TV, go right there to the on-demand channel, and that's where you can find the replay. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is Souls Right House, and go to season 2 on the playlist. And there you can view all of our interviews with all the authors that we've had. So is there anything else you would like to share with the audience?
Just want to say, man, the book is about the story of my life summed up. It's an easy read. It's 64 pages, 8 small chapters. We understand that 8 is the number of new beginning.
Yes.
And you got 64 pages. 6 is the number of man, and 4 is the number of seasons. So as a man or woman, man, walk into your new season and walk into your shift.
I love it, you guys. And don't say that Sherry did not tell you about it, because that's what I'm about. I'm about sharing the love of Christ and trusting God all the way up.
Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Fight your battles. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Even when they let you down. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way up. Trust God all the way.
Thanks for watching another edition of the Souls Right House Empowerment Center with your host, Evangelist Sherry Levon. And we will see you again next Wednesday at 11 p.m. May God continue to bless you.